Everyone knows the AK-47 is the perfect rebel weapon. Reliable, simple, hard to break. But you know, reliability didn't win the Cold War, and it didn't arm dozens of revolutions. What really won was a single factory in the Soviet city of Izhevsk, and a production decision most historians, well, they tend to overlook. Mikhail Kalashnikov designed the rifle, sure. But a Soviet engineer named Vladimir Dedkin figured out how to build it cheaply, using sheet metal stamping. Without Dedkin's process, the AK would have just remained a heavy, expensive, machined curiosity. That factory turned a good rifle into a weapon of the masses. And honestly, that changed everything. Let's start with what the factory actually solved. A milled receiver starts as a solid block of steel. Machines carve away everything that isn't a rifle. It takes hours, it wastes material, and it requires skilled machinists. But a stamped receiver starts as a flat sheet. A press folds it into shape in seconds. Spot welds and rivets do the rest. The time difference wasn't small. It was, well, an order of magnitude. By 1959, the Izhevsk factory was producing stamped AKMs for a fraction of the cost of the original AK-47. And the Soviets didn't keep the method secret. They gave it to every ally. Here's the overlooked detail. The stamped receiver wasn't just cheaper, it was lighter. A lighter rifle meant less recoil. Less recoil meant faster follow-up shots. Faster shots meant more lethal firefights. That really mattered in Vietnam, where American M16s jammed and Soviet-bought AKs ran. The Americans spent years fixing ammunition and cleaning kits. The Soviets just made more rifles. But the real genius of the factory wasn't Soviet. It was how the rifle spread after the USSR collapsed. The AK has about 7 major moving parts. That matters because 7 parts are easy to copy. Local machinists in Pakistan, the Philippines, and Africa began stamping their own receivers using Dedkin's logic. They didn't need Izhevsk. They needed the idea of Izhevsk. The Soviet Union spent decades building a machine to arm its allies. That machine kept running long after the Union died. And that's the lesson. A great design is memorable. A great production system is unstoppable. The AK didn't defeat the Soviet Union. The AK outlived it. So why does this matter today? Because every military faces the same choice. You can build a perfect rifle for a few thousand soldiers, or you can build a good enough rifle for millions. Russia learned this the hard way in Ukraine. They ran out of modern rifles. They pulled Cold War AKs from storage. Those old rifles still worked, because the factory that made them wasn't built for peacetime. It was built for a long, ugly, high-volume war. If you value history that goes deeper than clickbait, subscribe to War Machiner. And share this with anyone who thinks wars are won by design. They're won by the factory floor.